What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jody motherfucking Keith back with another taxi confession story. And one thing I learned in the cab, and which has kind of guided the way I live, is kind of like this faith in a cosmic dispatcher is probably the best way for me to do it. And the only way to describe it to you is that, you know, you have you're driving around and, you know, people flag you down, and like, you know, there's a lot of asshole cab drivers out there. And, you know, a lot of them will pass you up or check and see which way you're going before they put you in the car. And me, I pretty much always played it straight. First hand I saw, I pulled over and picked them up, you know, and then I would bring them. And I had this mind frame that wherever they were going was where I was supposed to go. And then they always led me to the next fare that I was supposed to get. And then eventually, you know, you would run into what was supposed to be for you, you know. And so you just charge the atmosphere, be positive. You know, don't screw anybody over. Don't take the long way. Don't turn this lady down because she's got groceries and in a wheelchair and shit. You know, just take everybody, do good by people, and fucking shit's going to come out the way it's supposed to. Cosmic Dispatcher is going to lead you in the right direction. So, you know, that's like some positive energy, and you charge the atmosphere, make it work. Well, I remember that I was picking up this guy one time, and it was during Crew de Vue, which is a very big parade in New Orleans. And I picked up this guy at the Ritz-Carlton with his wife, not his wife, his friend and his friend's wife. And I get him in the cab, you know, and the guy, he used to play football. First thing that they were talking about, he used to play for, he was from St. Louis and played for the Vikings, or the other way around. And so we're riding, and I want to talk to him about football. And I was 21, fresh in the cab, you know, and it was my first Mardi Gras working. And I wanted to talk to him about football, but he wanted to talk to me about living in New Orleans my whole life. It's like every time I started talking about football, he was like, "Oh man, tell me about New Orleans, tell me about this, what were we doing this, what about that?" And he was on his way uptown to Tipitina's, a big music venue, and he was going to see the Radiators, which is this funky old New Orleans funk band. And you know, they got songs about eating crawfish and shit. And so like, I've heard the Radiators before, but I've never seen the Radiators play. I was 21, I grew up a little poor, you know, I didn't really hit the concerts, you know what I'm saying? Never been to a concert pretty much. So we're driving, and I'm about to drop him off, give him a great ride. And then, you know, his friend and his friend's wife got out, and he was like, "Hey, look, man, how hard is it going to be? You think it's going to be hard for me to get a cab up here in about 30 minutes? I'm just watching an opening song or two, and then I'm going back to the room." I said, "Well, look, man, everybody's going downtown. All the cabs are going downtown because that parade is letting out, and that's where the money's at." He's like, "Man, well, how am I going to get a cab in 30 minutes? I said, "Well, look, man, you know," he gave me $30. It was like $15, you know. I said, "Look, dude, you took care of me. I'll wait the 30 minutes, man. You know, you took care of me. I'll wait right here. 30 minutes? Is that all you're going to be?" "Yeah." "All right, well, look, bro, I'll be right here." He's like, "Well, wait a minute. You ever seen the Radiators?" I said, "No." He's like, "You heard of the Radiators?" I said, "Of course I heard of the Radiators." He's like, "You said you lived here your whole life and you never seen the Radiators play?" I said, "That's right, man. Look, man, I grew up and didn't have the money." I told him just like that, you know. I was like, "Fuck, I never been in a concert." He's like, "You never been in a concert?" I said, "No, I never been in a concert." He's like, "Shit, man, I got an extra ticket, man. Why don't you come in and watch this 30 minutes with me?" I said, "Fuck yeah, man, let's roll." So we went inside, watched the opening set, man. Talk about suck the head, squeeze the tip, crawfish eating, like funky ass music, and it was just great. And so then he was ready to go. You know, we were walking out, and you know, we were riding, and he was like, you know, he was just so excited that I went there, and you know, we were just, you know, riding. And he was just, you know, just thrilled with the music. So we're pulling back up close to Ritz, and he's like, "You can go back over there and finish watching the show?" I said, "Look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make another $100, and then I'm gonna go over there and catch the end of it. You know, it's Saturday night. I gotta make this 100, and I'm going." He's like, "That's it?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, look, man, I appreciate you." And then he hit me with $130, 30 for the ride, and 100. He said, "Man, go back and watch that show." And I was like, "Man, that is incredible, man." Hit me with the $100 tip, unbelievable, you know. And so I went back to go watch the show. So that's the Cosmic Dispatcher at work. And now in reverse almost. Let me tell you what happened. So now fast forward 3 years later, the Radiators are retired. They're doing their last show ever at Tipitina's. And so I'm driving, and there's this big college bar that's like 10 blocks away, and it's going to be a bunch of drunk college kids. And I'm driving, they're flagging. I pass them up, which goes against the Cosmic Dispatcher. And I feel bad about it in my gut. I'm like, man, I shouldn't pass these people up. They need a ride. But I know the concert's letting out, and I know I can get $5 a head and pile 5-6 people in this car, and I can make like $30 instead of this $10 college run, you know. So I was like, got a little greedy, you know, which is completely against the Cosmic Dispatcher. So I pass them up, and so then I'm riding, and there's like some stragglers from Tipitina's, like 8 blocks from the event. And there's one dude by himself, puts his hand up, And so then I was like, man, I'm gonna pass that guy up. I gotta get a full car. I can't pick up one dude. So I pass him up, and then and then as soon as I pass him up, the next block, I see they got a whole pile of people ahead, and I slammed on the brakes, and I was like, wait a minute, I can't pass this guy up. Fuck, man, I already passed up the college kids. I'm going against the Cosmic Dispatchers. I'm gonna get a fucking blowout tonight if I don't back this thing up. So I put it in reverse, and he was like, oh man, he's like, thank you so much for stopping. Got in. Where you going, man? $8 away. And I'm like, well, of course, that's the way that's going to go, you know, but got to play it square, you know. So I was like, all right, dude, well, great, man. He's like, so we're riding, and he's like, man, you ever seen the Radiators play? I said, look, man, you're not going that far, but I got a great fucking story for you. And he was like, well, I'd love to hear it. I said, well, look, I'm just letting you know, I hate to get it started because the story's going to last longer than your ride. He's like, that's cool, man, just get it started. So I start telling him a story about the football player, and I'm getting through it, and I'm not even halfway through the story. We're at the dude's house. He's like, so I stopped the meter to give him the rest of the story, and then he's like, whoa, keep that meter running, man, while you tell the story. I said, look, man, I ain't going to charge you for this story. This story's priceless. And he was like, oh, okay. And so I kept it off. You know, I finished telling the story, and then I hit him at the end with the Cosmic Dispatcher, and then I was like, unbelievable, bro, unbelievable. He's like, man, no way. And then he's like, man, you got another story? So then I told him a story, which, if you look down below, it's the craziest cab story I ever told. Pretty much going west. It's entitled Going West. And so I was like, yeah, man, I'll tell it to you. And so I was telling it to him, and then I hit him with a punchline at the end, and then he was just like blown away. I killed like 20 minutes when they got a pile of people I need to ride back over here. But this guy wanted the story, and the meter wasn't even running. It was 8:25, and he was like, man, that's shit, man, that's $100 story if I ever heard it. Hit me with the $100 bill, and then he was like, and I was like, dude, that is not a $100 story. He's like, it's not? I said, nah, that story's priceless. I already told you. But anyway, you know, you do good by people, man. It all works out. You know, you get what your due is, man. You just pay your due to the dirt, you know, and it's all gonna work out for you. So, you know, I hope you got some positive energy in your life. If you like the story, like, comment, subscribe. If you need to share this with somebody, might get them hyped up on something, you know, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hide your kids, hide your wife, bring your friends, you know. Y'all have a good one. Goon Squad, check me out.